Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. And my name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and I'd like to welcome all my old subscribers and all those new ones that have sneaked in this week. Right, so on today's episode we're going to start off with the video roundup, because guess who forgot to do that last week? Luckily there was only the one video I think that I'd got out, so it had been a really slack week, so I think with a tiny bit of searching you guys managed to find any that you missed last week. Right, so let's get on with the video roundup. Right, so on Tuesday I started off this cow for the moose. The video is called Cow Moose well, not cow but CAL Moose C2C blanket / playmat, and it is hashtag number 14. Now I'm putting hashtags onto the videos now for the tutorials, so that during the lives I'm going to have a list, I'm going to have what it is, and I'm going to have the hashtag by the side of it. That's when I work out how not to switch off. Switch off the computer and the live stream as I'm doing it, because of course, as some of you know, when you joined me on Tuesday evening for my very first live at 7 PM GMT. So I'm really sorry for you guys over in Australia, because in some parts of Australia that was only 6:30 in the morning. Congratulations to the one that sneaked out of bed anyway. And in America, I think it's about 2:30. Sorry, it's not quite lunchtime. But if I go too much further into the evening, my brain does shut down. It's that simple. It just goes, nope, I'm not playing. So I'm hoping that once our clocks go forward, I believe it is, or back later on in the year, and Australia do the same, it will mean then it will make it a little bit easier for you guys to watch me, because oh no, I'll still be in the middle of the night then, won't I? I'm just going to have to do you a live at silly o'clock in the morning my time, probably about 10 o'clock in my morning, which would make it about 5-6 in the evening for you guys. But that will have to be at a later point when there's a bigger group of you, because I think there's only about 3 or 4 of you at the moment. And it's just solely, it's a bigger group, so I know someone's there to talk to me, because otherwise I'll be staring going, I'm bored. Right, anyway, let's get back to it. So with the live stream, you have basically got video number 1, which we might as well count as the outtakes, because that was pretty much what it was. Then we have the second part of that. Now I did try to edit this and remove the first sort of 2 to 3 minutes of it, because you get to see my husband's hairy chest, and I really didn't want nakedness, or that much nakedness, on the channel. But the problem is I edited it, or at least I think I've edited it. I had 2 videos up, and on my tab, and it put both videos up, I should say. So it put the unedited version and the edited version up. So on my tablet I can only see the edited version. On my main computer I can only see the hairy version. I'm just gonna have to call it that. And I'm worried that if I delete one I'm gonna lose everything else to do with it. So I am just gonna have to leave his hairy chest out for all of you to see. Right, and then so that was Tuesday. So then on Wednesday, I believe, hold on, brain's gone, give me a second. Right, so I gave you Wednesday off to catch up with the lives. Now on Thursday I popped in the 1000 sub giveaway. Now of course with all of these videos the link's going to be at the top, it's going to be underneath, and it'll be on the end screen. So if you haven't managed to get to the competition yet, once this one's finished, jump over and have a watch. Now remember, watch to the end, because some of you have missed out on answering the question, and I was tempted to go in and say watch it again, but if I do that now I'm going to have to carry on doing that for the rest of my channel, and I'm hoping one day to have more interactive people on the channel and maybe get more than 200-300 comments. Now if I do that I'm going to spend all my time telling people to go back and watch the video rather than putting new content on for you, really. Right, so that was the 1000 sub giveaway. And then on Friday we had our Throwback Friday. So of course that was me showing you some of my really early videos. so that you could have a bit of a laugh and a giggle. Now, I did have a one question pop up that I thought was really, really sweet, so I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to read it out to you. Now, the question came from our gorgeous Sabrina Melodieuse. I still can't get your surname. I am going to pop a link to her channel up above, down below, and hopefully in the end screen, depends on how much room I've got, Sabrina. Now, her question was, what happened to the amazing project that I did with the papaya eyelash fluffer yarn? Because she liked watching that video. The concentration when the concentration when I was crocheting it. It was because I couldn't see what I was doing. It was just holding on and holding the work and trying to feel for the knots from the previous stitch, or not the knots but the workings of. So what did I do with it? It's quite simple. It is now a rolled up back cushion. I found this really, really good on my chair, because of course if I don't do it and I start moving, my chair squeaks. So this way it gets rolled up, it gets shoved in the small of my back, and when I lean back it means that the chair's not wobbling as much as it was, and it also really does support the back, so I'm not in half as much pain as I would be chilling out on the sofa, because that thing's collapsing on us. Another little side note on the 100 sub giveaway, I have answered a couple of things and replied to a couple of comments within it, because I didn't realise that it was a 100 sub giveaway that they were talking about when I was doing it, because I was being a bit ditzy. What I'm not going to do is basically put any replies to anything in until after it has been drawn. I'm not thinking it's going to really play around much with the analytics or cause any issues. It hasn't done in the past. It's just a case of it will give me something to look forward to going through and responding to all the comments that are there. Now, I'm going to be making this week's Cummings Throwback Friday when I've finished making this one and a few other videos for this week. You will get another Throwback Friday on Friday, because it seems that quite a few of you are actually enjoying them and seeing the little crazy me when I first started out and really did look like a rabbit in the headlights. Or rabbit caught in the headlights, I think the phrase actually is. Right, so and now I have got some breaking news for you all. Well, not for all of you, it is for my girls over in Australia this time. Of course, you know, sort of every couple of weeks our gorgeous Spotlight comes out with some more offers and things like that. So I'm going to have a nose in a second to tell you if there's anything extra that they are putting out for you this coming week. Right, so I'm now going to read this off the screen, because it's not like I can get hold of a paper copy. I'm in the wrong country. Right, so they have got the Lion brand Feels Like Butter, 100 grams. Regular price is $9, but at the moment you can get 30% off on that, so it works out at £6.30 each. They also have the Lion brand Homespun New Look, which is 170 gram cake. Regular price is £17. They've got that on at 50% off, so it's £8.50 each. Then they have got the Lion brand Woolies Thick and Quick. It's 170 gram ball, and that also has the 50% off, so it was £17. It is now down to £8.50. Then we come down a little bit further. We have got the Modavera Ombre Delights pack. It is a 4 times 50 a gram. They are like there's 4 different colours in each pack. The regular price is $17, but with 40% off, you will now get them for £10.20 each. Then we hop across to the Modavera Hampton Soft Chunky 100 grams. The regular price on that one is $8, but with the 40% discount you can now get it for £4.80 each. Okay, let's spin across. So I've got it enlarged on the screen because I'm going back blind. Right, so they have the Bella Baby Hugs. Now they are little 50 gram balls. Regular price is £3.75, but they've now got them in with a 40% discount at £2.25. Now they also have the Hot Buy, which is a £12 a packet, and it is the 4 Seasons Marvel yarn grab bags. They're valued in at $20, so you're getting that for 12 bucks instead, and it is 5 times 100 gram 100% acrylic yarn. Don't know what type of yarn because there's no pictures and I'm not there to see. Right, let me see, what else have they got? They have got an everyday bargain. Now this is the 4 Seasons Stallion 8 ply 100 gram balls. They are down to £1.80 each. Now I've also got an extra special bit for you guys. So if you are a VIP member with them, check your flipping emails, because at the moment they are doing the Great Linear New Year sale. It's a VI Club Experience coupon, which gives you $10 off when you spend 30 or more store-wide, and that includes promotional items. I'm going to stick a picture of the thing here, just in the hopes that you may be able to use that if it doesn't come through with your emails. Right, now on to the mill-end bins that I know have been filled up this week. Now remember, I'm not going to know everywhere. Australia is massive, but I'm trying my hardest to remember when I'm having a nose through internet pages and all the rest of it. I'm trying to remember where you guys are from. So jump onto the Facebook page. There is a post there where I'm asking where you're from. Please pop in the area, whether it be somewhere like Wagga Wagga or Geelong or West Gosford or Albert Park or even Melrose Park or somewhere else. Now the reason I have just said those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places is because that is where they have stocked up their mill-end bins this week. So I'll repeat that for you. If you are in Wagga, Geelong, West Gosford, Albert Park or Melrose Park, go and have a nose if you can or if you need to, and make sure that you're all safe and stuff. Right, now on to the next item. Now they also have in West Gosford, they have this Shimmer Nights limited colours, but it's limited colours though, and they are coming in at $7 each. They have a bin with the Value and Crinkle Sparkle yarns. They're the 50 gram balls. They are down to 56 cents each. It's worth the grab, even if they end up in storage for the year, or until you get ready to do your Christmas items for the Christmas this year. Quick side note, if you are a VIP member, you can get 30% off of most of their material prints by the looks of it. Next item. Right, so what have I been up to this week? Not a great deal, to be honest. I've had a pretty chilled out week where I've just vegetated out on the sofa, done a small amount of crocheting, because I've actually had 2 orders come in this week. One was for this really cute little bat. Now I got to show him off, didn't I, during my live, but of course with black and lighting and stuff like that, sometimes it is a bit of a pain in the tush for you guys to actually see him properly. Now, and before I handed him over, I did take some pictures, but it is not as good as the photograph that the lady took herself, so I'm going to show you that one now. Right, so here as promised during my live, here is the information for the bat. Now the link for the video that I used is going to be up the top and down below, and possibly at the end if I've got the room. Right, so the video is how to crochet a bat, beginner friendly video, and it is by Sharon, Ojala. I have the names here. It is written in American terms. Really lovely, really easy to follow along, and it really is beginner friendly. I think the worst part of me creating it was the wings, and that was because I was working in black and couldn't see the stitches I needed to work into. Right, so you make a chain, you work into the chain for the main shape of it, and then when you get to the end you flip it around and you work in the top part of the top part of the chain that you haven't worked previously, and that is a bit that I had problems finding. But other than that, it was only because it was in black. Other than that, the video is absolutely beautiful and really easy to understand and work along. So give it a go if you've got any back crazy mates. And last but not least, I am working on the elephant. Soft-bodied. It's a soft-bodied elephant. It starts its life like this. That's the body. And then I'm going to be adding in my feet and my hands at the end. And I have used a head from a different pattern, so I'm going to have to see if I can search out the pattern for this. This was an actual full-size Amagrumi elephant. Absolutely gorgeous little elephant and gorgeous pattern as well, but I just took the head from him and I gave him a neck so that I had something to sew on too. And there is the head. It's a little bit wonky on the nose, but it will get there. And he is going to be attached soon. He will be back put together, and hopefully I'll be able to show you him off next week. Now he is a little pyjama case, so rather than sealing the front and the back, I tweaked the back to create a safe opening so that the little one who gets it will be able to put their secrets in there, or their pyjamas. Right, the next item I made was a hat and scarf set. Now I realised after last Friday's a throwback Friday basically, that I hadn't touched my Centro that I was so excited to get. I hadn't actually touched it for nearly a year. Hadn't used it for a year, so it came back off the side, the top of the wardrobe, and I stuck it on a little table downstairs and started cracking out a hat and a scarf. Now what I've actually used for this hat and scarf is this one, the Hayfield's Illusion double knitting. Now I have been mucking around with this for about 3 weeks, or at least since our Amagrumi Ninja sent it to me, because I really loved how it looked in the ball, and I knew it would make a stunning item. I just couldn't get to grips with it. I tried lots of different stitch combinations, and it's such a busy yarn that for me I couldn't really see any stitch definition in it, so I decided, right, pop it through the Centro, see how it comes up, so that I can tell you whether it's a yay or a nay for me with the Centro. And so I've popped it on the Centro. I haven't done a video, but what I would suggest is that if you do choose to use it on the Centro, you put it through the tension, you put the yarn through the tension section of it at the widest point. So as if you were working with a nice thick yarn, because with this yarn it has the secondary colour spun around it, and it seems to be a little bit looser than the main yarn. So because of this, sometimes there is some bunching up if the yarn is pulled tight. But other than that, I think it worked up really lovely. So let's give you the information on the yarn. It is Illusions double knit by Hayfield. You get 100 grams per ball. Now I used both of the balls that Amagrumi Ninja sent me, so that was 200 grams to make this item. And this is a shade 0302. Okay, so it's shades of purple. Alright, so I'm going to put a hat on. I was tempted to put some extra stuff on it, like a bobble and maybe a border, not a border, but the rib. But I'm still undecided if I do and what yarn to use. So let's take these off for a second, otherwise I'll only knock them off when I... Right. And so this was the hat as it stands. Oh cripes. Okay, and that's folded up. Of course I've still done it too long because my Centro doesn't have a count facility on it, so I just cranked it up. Right, so this one is a 2-layer, so basically I made a nice long tube, and when I hoped it was long enough, that's when I took it off the machine. And I folded it in on itself and all attached quite nicely at the top here. So I've left a tiny little hole so I can get some elastic through there to pop a button on the inside if I want to hold on a pom-pom. So at least I've thought ahead that way, haven't I? But as I said, this is it, just flat, straight flat out, so it's a bit of a slouchy going on there. And if I did add another section to it, it would pull it back to about here, so it would give it a decent slouchy then. Okay, so as I said, I'm not 100% sure on that as yet. There won't be a pattern for it because it is just such a basic pattern. There is, you can, if you've got a centro, you can let the kids knock these ones out. Right, now the next one up was the scarf. Because I had about 50, I'm guessing here, I am really guessing, because I had about 50 grams left of the first ball, I stuck that in the centro and I whipped out a nice long tube. And then, well, not nice long, but it got there, it was getting there, and then I ran out of yarn, so I added the second ball on. Right, so this is what I've come out with. Now this is solely for me, so I don't mind that it's a bit rough looking in part. But what I've done is I have made up the tube. I have seamed the ends so that they're closed, and then I've folded them back on themselves and then gone around the outside, and that's created me a little pocket. And I'm gonna have to jump back a bit, and I hope this dress that I'm wearing doesn't play up too much with the colouring on it. Right, so let's tuck that back. Right, so oh dear, where are we going? To about there. Okay, so there we go. So for me that is quite nice and long to there, and it gives me a lot of wiggle room as I'm wandering along. Now at the moment, of course, we have had snow in the UK over the last couple of weeks again, so I did actually wear it out in the snow, but this time round I didn't wear it just as a dangly like I just showed you. I actually just pulled this section up, spun it around my neck a few times, strangled myself at the same time, and then I tucked the first pocket into the second pocket, and it meant it didn't go anywhere. So it was really, I really liked it, really easy way to wear it actually. Here we go. And crikey, did it keep my neck warm. I'm actually going to have to take this off now because my neck's already heating up. Right, so that was the item that I made, the items I should say, that I knocked out on the centro this week. It's not going to be a every week type of thing. It was just, I couldn't find anything else that I thought that it worked well with the yarn. And I was having a bit of a moment with my crochet this week. So because I had a burnt moment during the beginning of the week, that little 3mm hook got picked up and I started making poppies. So we are now on to the poppy count for this week. Now, so far this is poppy count week number 2, so there should technically be in this box, do you remember? I think you got it. Yep, that's right, it is meant to be a 50, but because I was in a book mood, and although poppies don't cheer me up, it's something I can do while I'm watching the telly because I've got the count finally in my head. So we have now got a complete box of 60. Yep, that's right. There's the first box of 17 for the 1,000. As I said right at the beginning of this, I'm aiming for my 1,000 and then I'll just keep going and hopefully I will get to 1,800. If I don't get to 1,800 this year, that is fine because it just means I will roll on that missing 800 onto the following year and do them that way. Right, so that's that bit. On to the next bit. Now, actually, this is an extension to the poppies really. I'm starting to run out of red. I'm not asking you for it. Please don't offer to send it or anything like that, because I actually like to search and I like to try and find it for the best possible deal. So of course, as some of you know, you would have seen previous video where I was comparing reds from different brands to try and find the perfect red or the perfect match for the Aldi red that I've been using, because Aldi haven't brought it back and it's been 2 years. It's daft, it's a staple at Christmas, Aldi. Get a grip. bring it back. Right, but anyway, I've been on the search again this week, and I'd actually joined a Facebook group for the UK that basically people will pop on the yarn that they have spare and that they're selling and things like that. So I've not actually ventured that far into Facebook and purchasing online because I knew it was going to be dangerous to do it, but I did it, and I stuck a post up and I said I'm looking for yarn and I can get it for this much at the moment. Can anyone beat the price? And I have had one lovely lady pop through and say I can get you red for this price. So I have put an order in, and when it comes in I'm gonna be able to tell you all about it. But remember, it may be slightly boring, that package, because it's mainly red and black. There is a little bit of extra yarn in there, and there's an extra couple of bits in there, but and that one's going to be a little bit boring on the amount that's coming. Well, boring as far as there's only 3 or 4 different colours, but the amount of yarn that's coming out, oh crikey, what am I doing to myself? I've got to try and find room for it, but I will manage it, and I'll be working it out pretty quick anyway when I... Right, so let's move on to the next item. Oh my, I have got all croaky and I... Right, I best wet my whistle. Right, so videos coming up this week will of course be the Moose Cow video number 2 for any of you that are on it. It would be really lovely if you could either pop a message down below here or in cow number 1 saying I'm making it, because it does give me a bit of an extra boost when I know that you're physically sitting there counting your squares. Right, now you will definitely have a Throwback Friday, and fingers crossed if that package arrives we will also have an unboxing this week. I will have to get my head around it and see if I can think of anything else for this week, but ideally I'm only going to probably pump out maximum of 5 videos. And don't forget, I'm going to tackle it again. I am going to hit a live on Tuesday. It is going to be the same bat time, the same bat channel as last week. Right, so the live is going to be on Tuesday night at 7 PM GMT. So that is 7 PM in the UK. I'm sorry everybody that's further afield. I know it's mucking around with you a bit, and to be honest, if you can't make it to the live, I don't mind. It would be nice to know. Have a little comment, leave me a comment later on when the video's fully uploaded to tell us what you thought, and if you have any extra questions or suggestions that I can shout out on a Whips and Bits further on. Right, so some of you may have noticed recently I haven't got my chalkboard here that I had before Christmas. That is because I wiped it down to put a new message on and my chalk pens stopped. So stopped working, so I couldn't even fix what I'd mucked up. So I moved it off to one side, of course, because we had the Christmas tree and everything else, so you wouldn't have seen it anyway. And I ordered myself some new pens from June, and now the post knocked while I was recording and I have my package. So I thought, right, well, I'll open it up and I will show you the chalk pens. And now I actually, when I got the package, I felt it and I'm like, what on earth is that? Because I was expecting a normal pen size, but no, I have got some Diddy Dot pens. Okay, I'll just show you for instance. Let's get a basic pencil. I don't think I've sharpened this one yet. I'll put it up against them. It is basically half the size of a normal pen. Right, so the listing states that these are children's water chalks. They are priced at $4.73 and you get 12 a colour set of colour repairable water soluble brush water based chalk, and it is 70 mil. Okay, so I didn't quite work out what 70 mil was, and as I've taken them out of the packet now while I was searching, yes, they do in fact fit in here. Let me do an extra size comparison. You know them labels that are on the prize draw. These pens are the same length as, well, under the same length as 2 of those. Oh, there we go. So yeah, they are really diddy, but I'll tell you next week, or show you next week when I've done the sign, what they actually work up like and see if they're actually any cop. I will stick the details just down here of how much they cost and everything. I think they are really cute and they're going to be easy to store. I think I might even be able to fit them in here, no problem. Right, I'm going to actually head off now and get on with doing the editing for everything else that I've got on for you for this week. So I will see you really soon. So if you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe, and ta-ra for now. Right, they've also got the in some stores Mill and Ben's. Oh, right, got it now. So on Thursday. Oh, no, I haven't got it. Because you work a chain and you work the chain, and then you flip it around and you work the back side of the chain. So of course, because I shouldn't say back.